Hey people, welcome back to the part 2 of correlation analysis. In the part 1, we have understood when do we perform correlation, what are the correlation types, a positive correlation, negative correlation, or no correlation. We decide based on the value of correlation coefficient. And here we decide as a strong positive or weak positive, very weak positive or no correlation, then very weak negative, and strong negative correlation based on the value of R. And this R value is called correlation coefficient as a Pearson correlation coefficient. Then we took this example and how much is this? Age and weight of a newborn is correlated. And we have seen the same in a graphical way, which is called as an scatter plot for the positive correlation. Then we have seen about the kilometer driven and the fuel consumed, again positive correlation. And another example we took, when you see the boiling time and how much is the water left in the bowl, that's the negative correlation. Now the same thing today we are going to learn in Minitab. Suppose the first example I take age and weight and I put this data in the Minitab. So how the correlation will work here in the Minitab? You simply go to the stat, basic statistics, and you select the correlation here. Click, select your variables, and here we go. So now you can see the output in this window. The graph shows how the data points are related positively as the age is increasing and the weight is increasing. And correlation between age and weight is 0.999 here. We take another example, like as let's say kilometer driven and the fuel consumed. Here the Excel value was coming 98.98. If the same thing you want to see in Minitab, so I'll just copy paste this data here, edit kilometer and fuel, and we'll go further. Now we can see the relationship between 0.99, which means it's a positive, almost 99% correlated these two values, and you can see how the data is changing. If we have a large data, suppose I pick up some data, maybe here is the math score, reading score, and writing score data I have. 1000 data point I have, and I wanted to find out, are these scores of a student, which is math, reading, and writing, are correlated to each other or not? So how to do this? Let's say simple, you will go to the stat, basic statistics, and the correlation analysis. Now you select all of these three variables. Here important is when you go into the result, you are having a pairwise correlation table. If you check this box, then you will get a p-value as well, significant p-value. I explained it before. Let's store as well. And now if you see, the result are coming like this. So this is 1:1 correlation. The first graph says reading score versus math score. Second graph says writing score versus math score. And third graph says reading score versus writing score. So the where is the curve is more sharp, that means they are more correlated. Suppose reading score and writing score, this graph is more correlated, which is around 95.5% correlated. While the first one, reading score and math score, is around 81% correlated. The writing score and the math score is around 80% correlated. The same thing you will see here in this table as a correlation. So reading and math 81%, writing and math 80%, and writing and the reading 95%. Other than this, this is the strength of correlation, which you can see here. The important part when we study a correlation, we need to find out, is this correlation statistically significant or not? It may be strong or may be weak, but it should be statistically significant, and that we see from the p-value. So when you are looking for a correlation between the two variables and the probability value is coming less than 0.05 or less than 5%, then we'll say the correlation between two variables is statistically significant. If the probability value is greater than 0.05, Though the correlation here is more than 70% or 80%, doesn't matter. Your probability value will be calculated based on the data and how the data is distributed. So the probability value should be less than 5% or less than 0.05. Then only we'll say the relationship between the two variables is significant. If the probability value is greater than 0.05, then this relationship will not be significant. This is how we do the correlation in the Minitab. The next topic will be discussing about the regression. Thank you so much, people. See you soon.